Yes. But I still think that it's stable for the agenda. Chase. Yes. You be aware that this was not an inquest, it was not in the way allowing the president to say all that he needed to say over 50 years. Don't say that. But cutting checks. I don't need this one. But having said, I just wish to point that we have finished scholarship with 17 heads out of states. And then equally so we rely on as part of heavily. Our current minority not be going point to point in relation to how the heads is structured. I'm safe to say I wish on the onset also place on the record that we see from the same kingdom and with the council for family in relation to all the submissions in relation to testimony that was there in the press and ultimately what then we ask the sport to consider as findings. So basically I'm a lot just based on the record that we simply say from the same impact and it's a lot thereof to save on time and also not to labor than the record. I would not be going to the very same that has already been addressed by for the family. And my Lord, I'm referring to the heads, it's in the form of the introduction, where we have placed the history of this matter.
We also highlight the background, the deceased matter. Also in our heads, we make reference to the initial inquest of 1970, where there's also a potential timeline from the date of arrest of the deceased to the date of death, also leading up to end the first initial inquest. Now, my Lord, we also do highlight and make reference to a summary of the testimony of witnesses that were called in that first inquest. And we will also note that from also our heads, we make reference to particular page numbers and thereon. I will a lot of note, I should just highlight that we highlight in our heads, my Lord, and particularly make reference to the testimony of the convicted, which we consider of paramount importance. That would be one assisted by that of Dr. Naidi, that would assist this court in having to arrive at a just decision. Having said, my Lord, as I've mentioned, that in respect to everything that was also submitted by the one for the family, we 100% fully support. But we would ask them for court if we may put as a recommendation to find is that indeed a great injustice was done in the inquest of 1970. And we then ask the court that having listened to the expert evidence of both pathologists, with that of Naidi, also with the assistance of Mr. Moody, and with the benefit of also the witnesses that were called by the family with similar evidence, and that the court has compelling new evidence for it, which in terms of section 17, 1A, the court is compelled to make fresh findings insofar as sections 16.2C and D was Act. In reference, and my Lord will recall in my opening address, I alluded to the court that the first two legs of section 16.2 were not contentious in as far as it relates to the identity of the deceased. However, where it refers to the likely causes or the cause of death, and also in relation with whether there are persons by reason of commission or can be held responsible for the those were the two that are asked the court when the court to be led. We will endeavor to highlight and show to the court that indeed those are compelling that the discussion of court should obtain. Therefore, in conclusion, my Lord, if I may then say, we make the notes in our respective heads by way of finding and that the court overturns the 1960 findings that the cause of death of the deceased was due to bipolar ischemia, electrical cause in the disturbance of blood clotting of mechanism and blood circulating in parts to trauma superimposed in severe narrowing the coronary artery due to a failing or due to a falling of stairs. And indeed, we should see sentiments that what was the explanation from the witness in the first inquest in as far as the staircase form was a fabrication post factum and to push in order to, as an attempt to perhaps explain away the injuries. Though my Lord, we submit that clearly it is abundantly clear that now we can say that it was a failure attack. With the benefit of Dr. Hellman as well, in that first inquest, when he testified that the multiplicity of the injuries that were received cannot be explained by the fall, finding the effect then that the cause of death was likely to be a series of injuries, which would factor that led them to the death of the deceased. And this one again is quite explained in the testimony of both Dr. Molife and Dr. Naidi, as what contributing effects the trauma induced on the deceased will ultimately be the direct cause, which ultimately led them to the heart failure. Then we move to the second last part of that inquiry, which then relates to subsection 2D, which then the question then asked, which the first finding, then the court could not make a determination that the death was due to the cause of fault amounting to any person. We asked them, my lord, that for this particular instance, rules of evidence that was led, particularly that of the tabulator once again that I referred to, and denying and explanations of what the injuries or how they could have been caused in relation to trauma, and that trauma can safely be associated with blunt trauma. And because now we can understand also by the assistance of the similar evidence of the witnesses that during that time, and all detainees that were in custody arrested through the Terrorism Act, Section 6, suffered the same fate. Equally, the fate was not the same for some others, and we're likely now to be able to assist this court in telling how at least they were also confronted with some of the assault and the torture, even though those did vary from one person to one person. However, it was unfortunate that for Mr. Haron in this matter, he was one of the many victims that did not survive and actually died at the hands of the security branch at the time. And the reference is made to many instances, such as other very open inquests of the late Mr. Timon Amin, where also he was made to understand that he committed suicide by jumping off the 10-story building. Mr. Hapaji, Dr. Hapaji in the Marisbeth, who were told that he had hung himself. Those were some of the many stories that we that led to believe were essentially what was happening. But with the assistance of also the books that in the affidavit of Colonel Peterson, torture in detention, which also the family lawyer did call Ms. Diana Sandler, who actually authored the book, where she went in depth and to the court as to what were really the kind of different tortures that were inflicted and sustained by detainees during those times. Therefore, taking all of those, my lord, and perhaps if I may highlight also that we've also attached as part of the affidavit of Colonel Peterson the findings of the TRC, and we've referred to the court whilst he was specifying chapter 5, where particular reference was made in the TRC findings of one particular notorious security branch officer, one Van Beek, who was notoriously associated with the torture and assault that he emitted and all his detainees and arrestees as a result of being suspected as being terrorists. So if the court then has to consider all those, the cumulative effect thereof, and the court can safely arrive at the only inference that the Ms. Haron would not have suffered any effect than that which was commonly inflicted on many political detainees, which is the assault, which is the torture, all those aimed at extracting information, which we have come to know that the security branch would wanted to use to further their activities in the defense of what they called terrorism acts. Therefore, having said, my lord, I would then close as to say, in relation to that particular last point, we submit to your lordship that the answer to that question is a simple yes, that indeed there are persons that are responsible for the death of Mr. Haron, and that indeed his death was brought about by an act or omission of a involved or amounting to an offense on the part of a particular person. And this is evident that he was police custody when he met his death, that the police was solely responsible for his well-being. He died at the hands of the security branch police officers. Their act, omission, what constitutes murder in the form of those eventualists or otherwise. Consequently, we therefore submit to your lordship that compelling evidence has been submitted to your lordship to safely make a finding, and that differs from the previous finding. And as such, my lord, we have also point reference the persons of interest, which I just would perhaps like to place on record, whom we attribute to have been the persons whom that finding in section 2D should relate to, being the person directly or indirectly to be responsible for the murder. And I use that word worship intention to say murder, as that is what worship would want the court to also consider, that indeed he was murdered. And for the record, we have noted the following, which are also listed in the words of arguments, my lord, by one Major Dick Potter, who was also a commander of the Royal Investigation, Shova Peldon. Also note Sergeant Johannes Petros Francis Van Beek, commonly known as Staker. He was the officer directly in charge of the Haron Investigation. We also note that the Captain Barnes Ferdinand, who was the branch officer at the time, he also highlighted the inclusion of Lieutenant Carl Johannes Fraser, who now was overall commander of the civil branch taker. Those are but the numbers not committed, but we come to know were the directly civil branch officers whose hands have blood and who have murdered the late Mr. Now, my lord, there are, for the benefit of the record, I may highlight also other respective role players at the time, though I have not been so expressly highlighted with the heads as being persons to be responsible or held responsible for the murder of Mr. Haron. However, they played some role during the lifetime of the deceased. They played some role after the lifetime of the deceased, as part of the state machinery. And this, my lord, I'm referring the lordship to the doctors that would have seen Mr. Haron as early as when he first was arrested. As the court would note that there were at least on 2 occasions that he had seen doctors complaining of chest pains. At all those material times, was equally faint for those particular doctors, my lord. As really, even in July, we went to doctor in July as well, as early as in May, but it doesn't seem as though any proper diagnosis was made. That my lord, I would submit, goes to show that perhaps the issue of his torture did not only happen from the 17th to the 19th of September, but that in fact even way before, there were elements of those torture and assault which were nonetheless inflicted on the deceased. Though I can concede that during that period, as my friend put it, they are upgraded and went on the 3rd degree of that particular method, which obviously then also alleviated the extent, and also which then also stated the injuries thereof. Also, I'm referring there, my lord, to the magistrates, and the prosecutor themselves during the inquiry of the inquest, which that was also is apparent from reading of the first inquest, the curtailing of state witnesses, the extent at which not everything was disclosed, not everything was investigated to the core, put before the court to allow the court to arrive at the right decision. Know that, my lord, I believe that even if all that was before the court would have in any event came to any different conclusion, somewhat is apparent from the record itself, but notwithstanding the role that Patrick played, the magistrate himself was determined to arrive at a decision that was going to absolve the police. So therefore, though they equally mutually assisted each other, and I would say the same thing in as far as the prosecutor, my lord, that irrespective whether the court would have arrived at any finding whether any person who was to be blamed, the prosecutor himself on his side would have still done the same standard of job, which was poor and indeed failed the deceased family at the time of it. Oh my God, as it is at this point in time around, we have the of court, but the Court of Justice will compare for the court to make right what was made wrong. Because anything else, a lot of those are situations.
Thank you, Council. In the prior Council? Because we have not further submissions. Thank you. Cannot we just please I feel compelled in the context of the nature that we are dealing with to make some comments. This is because from our sitting in the judgment that we follow these proceedings, it may not be necessary to go too much into speaking about cases. But I will conclude with these comments because one notes the low levels of trust that members of care against the South African police themselves. And in my observation, there are two particular reasons. This inquest, to an extent, you have highlighted those two. The first is the culture, nature, scope, and content, the sex that the South African police service members and often meet out members of in many respects. The service is found the other aspect, which also these proceedings are highlighted, is the positioning of the South African in relation to the use of force against members of the law generally speaks of the minimum force necessary. But ordinarily, members of the public speaks of itself. I'm making these comments because these two things, the culture of sex, and to an extent, and the use of force, in my view, are the pillars that sustain the low levels of trust, and by extension, also the legitimacy of the South African police service in the eyes of the public. I have asked you to stand up and address me because I have to record my appreciation for the efforts you have put in this and made real the promise that the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa makes to members of the that the South African Police Service shall investigate whenever a crime has been committed as part of the assistance to the criminal justice system to uphold the rule of law in it. I have much appreciation for the systemic inquiry that you have brought in and the depth of the work that you have done in examining the facts, in making sure that you follow up on every issue possible, to make sure that every iota of information material that is available, that you could trace, having to trace it back to over 4 decades, is before the court to help the court establish the truth. I have appreciation that you may have spent hours and hours not sleeping, making sure that you research the facts and studying what you have and what you still need in order to ensure that at the end of the day, the court is presented with evidence that allows it to make a clinical, scientific, and academic inquiry into what happened to the Imam. To the extent that it was possible to expose the facts and brought things that were not visible back into the limelight. Your special abilities and qualities in making sure that this inquest becomes a success is heavily noted. It's against that background that I felt that the sin of ingratitude became upon my shoulders. If I do not have everyone involved in this inquest, then all my appreciation for the work that you have done. To the extent possible, I think you may be aware of some of the judgments that I would where I recorded my displeasure with certain instances for their important criminal activities. But I have to record that in as much as sometimes some of the matters or some of the members of the police causes one to be disappointed in the police force, you are one of those who still gives hope the Republic to say within the South African police service, there are still those who are committed to the oath that they took and to make sure that the Republic that we have constructed, that we want to pledge to our children, right? They've been made sure that systems are in place for them to enjoy democracy and constitutionalism are in place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Answers, I am obviously not in a position to pronounce myself today. You have made sure that I become a student once again in the process of the way I go and read. You prepared me for quite a number of books and articles over and about the aviation material that forward, so that needs time and also time to reflect on how and what I see in pronouncing myself. So I will reserve judgment. The one thing that I wanted to establish with money, the modules, are they currently in use? I will ask you because I will have this request that if they are not in use, I would appreciate to have them at least until I pronounce myself in judgment, or as soon as my judgment is ready, then I'll deliver them back.
They're not in current use. They do belong to the artists who constructed them during Government South. And I'm pretty sure, which I'll see, there he is down there. Mr. Gonzalez must indicate whether it's okay. I'm pretty sure I've speaking on his behalf. I said it's quite feasible for your lordship to hold on to the models and continue completed your project.
They have been very helpful during the testimony, and believe they will also be very helpful in my judgment writing.
We're very pleased to hear that, your lordship. And again, our thanks to Mr. Gonzalez for taking the time to produce them.
Thank you. Thank you. On that note, the court adjourns.
I'm done for the day.